All right, well, hi everyone, and welcome to the reception. Congratulations to all of our graduates here. I'd like to begin by acknowledging the traditional territories of the people of the Treaty 7 region of Southern Alberta, which includes the Blackfoot Confederacy, comprising the Siksika, Piikani, and Kainai First Nations, as well as the Tsuut'ina First Nation and the Stoney Nakoda, including the Chiniki, Bearspaw, and Wesley First Nations. The city of Calgary is home to Métis Nation of Alberta, Region 3. So my name is Rebecca Lang. I'm the third year representative for this graduating class, and I will be emceeing this short and sweet reception here tonight. So I'd like to begin by introducing Dean Holloway, who will be providing us with some remarks. Dean Holloway has been Dean of the Law School at the University of Calgary since 2011. Prior to this, Ian served as Dean at the University of Western Ontario and as an Associate Dean at the Australian National University. Over the years, he's held appointments at Cambridge and the National University of Singapore. He's a graduate of Dalhousie University, the University of California, and Berkeley, as well as the Australian National University. And he's also an alumnus of the Kellogg School of Management at Northwestern and John F. Kennedy School of Government at Harvard. In his career, he's published 2 books, a number of book chapters, and many refereed articles published in law journals in Canada and around the world. In addition, he's published a book on naval history, as well as 25 essays and other pieces in various legal and non-legal periodicals. Please join me in welcoming Dean Holloway.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Rebecca. Thank you, Dalal. Let me echo the provost and offer my warmest congratulations on behalf of all of us in the law school. I was thinking today about the time when we first met as a group that day in September 3 years ago. And of course, none of us would have expected that law school would have ended in the way that it did. But as the provost said, I think that we all learned something about ourselves by living through this pandemic that is continuing. But I want you to know that I learned something about you too. And that is that you're an I knew you were a smart group. I knew you were an accomplished group, but I now know that you're an extraordinarily resilient group. None of you thought that you were signing up for the Zoom School of Law, yet all of you rose to the challenge and really made the most of a very bad hand of cards. And I want you to know that I feel extraordinarily lucky to know you, but also extraordinarily proud to have been your dean for these 3 years. The transition we all had to make together, and we did make together. And I hope that's a source of pride for you as much as it is for me. And I'll close for now by saying that forevermore, we're going to be bound together by our shared connection with this wonderful School of Law at the University of Calgary, taught by an extraordinary group of professors, many of whom who are here with us this evening, and also assisted by just about the most amazing group of law school staff of any law school in this country. So congratulations, everyone. Bravo, and thank you. Thank you for letting me be your dean.
Thank you so much, Dean Holloway, for those remarks. So next, I'd like to introduce Dalal Suraya, and Dalal was our SLS president this year. So Dalal's a recent grad who served as president for the Society of Law Students in 2020 to 2021. She entered law school in hopes of using her degree to uplift communities and help individuals in need. She's a strong advocate for access to justice and will be starting her articles at Calgary Legal Guidance this summer. As president, Dalal's goal was to cater to all the students and ensure that they felt heard and represented. Overall, she hopes that she made her Zoom School of Law a little better despite the circumstances. And I think I speak for everyone when I say that she absolutely achieved both those goals. So thank you so much, Dalal, for everything you've done this year. And yeah, please welcome Dalal.
Thank you. Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Peace be upon you. To all the students, professors, family members, and friends, thank you for joining us today to celebrate this slightly different but nonetheless joyous occasion. It has been a crazy 3 years, but despite all the challenges that stood in our way, like my admin exam, we made it. Now, I would be remiss if I did not tribute the success to all of our wonderful professors. On behalf of the class of 2021, I want to thank you all for gifting us with your knowledge and helping us grow. I would not be the person I am today had it not been for my professors like Professor Silver, Professor Nesbitt, and Professor Koshan, just to name a few. Although I still have no idea what the rule against perpetuities is, I can say with certainty that I have gained so much in the last 3 years, both in and outside of the classroom because of all of you. I know I speak on behalf of all my colleagues when I say that our professors are seriously superheroes. The way you managed to pivot to online learning with everything going on in your own lives and all the kindness you extended to us during this difficult time did not go unnoticed, and we appreciate it more than you know. To all the friends and family members here today, we thank you for your constant support. To my mother, who sacrificed so much for me to be here today, I want you to know that I can never fully repay you, but I will spend the rest of my life trying. To my family and friends, thank you for being a constant lifeline and for continuously steering me on the right path. My success and my accomplishments are yours to share. And for all the family and friends here today, I will be the first to say that law students can be pretty insufferable. So we thank you for your patience while you bore the brunt of our constant complaining and super late nights. And we thank you for enduring Zoom School of Law with us. I know it couldn't have been easy. I want you to know we recognize you, we appreciate you, and that you may be entitled to compensation. To my colleagues and friends, where do I begin? From VapeGate back in 1L to Facebook pass-fail fiasco, we have been through so much together. And to be honest, there was a lot of things I miss about being in person. I miss the free pizza and the ability to turn to my friend to ensure they too had no idea what was going on in class. But when push came to shove, we quickly adapted to online learning, and we learned to create new memories out of our Zoom School of Law experience. Like making fun of that one guy who had his mic on, or praying professors couldn't read our direct messages, to getting to see all of my friends' adorable pets. And although we were distant, we worked hard to stay together, and we leaned on one another in order to make it here. Watching us all go through this has shown me just how strong this cohort is. As we transition to the next stage of our lives, before we leave this ceremony, I want to, if nothing else, remind you how incredible you are, because I think law school somehow made us forget that. I want to take you back to the first time you wrote your statement of intent. In it, you highlighted your achievements and your greatest attributes. You talked about using your degree to do good and how you wanted to single-handedly change the world. But something changed in us as soon as we got accepted. We allowed imposter syndrome to take over. We no longer saw ourselves as giants capable of moving mountains. And in forgetting this, we started to chip away at the parts of us that made us extraordinary, and we forced ourselves into a mold of what a lawyer was supposed to be. Now, this is not a unique experience, of course. What is unique, however, is each and every single one of you. I ask, as we celebrate today, that you remember the person who wrote that statement and reflect on the amazing person you are now. And if you can't see it, I will be there to remind you, because I've witnessed firsthand all the great things each of you are capable of. I've seen you help your friends and uplift entire communities. I've witnessed your brilliance both in and outside of the classroom. And I want to assure you that you are capable of changing the world. So I ask, as new grads entering our justice system, to remember your individuality and use that to break the cycle that maintains the status quo, a cycle that has all too often hurt the most vulnerable and the most in need in our system. We live in an interesting world today where now more than ever, we need leaders like ourselves to speak truth to power. You are given the tools to mend the system just by being yourself and using your voice. And by doing so, you will not only free yourself, but will uplift your community, the entire world, and generations to come. Sometimes when we are constantly surrounded by excellence, we forget we are excellent too. I encourage you to zoom out, no pun intended, and look at how far you've come. I want you to remember the power you hold and the power you've attained from this degree, and use that to spark change. As a famous filmmaker and author, Usman Sambin once said, "Why be a sunflower and turn towards the sun? I, myself, am the sun." It does everyone a disservice when we make ourselves small. So be the sun, take up space, shine unapologetically, no matter how blinding or uncomfortable it may seem to others. Class of 2021, thank you for an amazing 3 years, and congratulations. If you can graduate from Zoom School of Law, you can do anything. And as Elle Woods once said, we did it.
Thank you so much, Dalal, for that amazing speech. And I do see that Professor Masher is here, so I do need to shout out that she has made sure I will never forget the rule against perpetuity, so thank you. And yeah, now I'd like to welcome back Dean Holloway, who's going to announce the student award winners.
Thank you very much, Rebecca. I want to begin by saying, by thanking Dalal for her remarks, what she said to us. You know, to the extent that I was able to navigate this pandemic as well as we did, and I guess that's open for debate, but a significant amount of the credit for that goes to Dalal's leadership. You would have no reason to know this, but she and I were in constant contact with one another, not always agreeing on issues, of course, but always knowing that we could rely on each other's professionalism and faithfulness. And so, Dalal, thank you. Well, team, it's my job normally, of course, I'd be doing this over dinner at Banff, but here we are. I'm doing this in front of our French law school sign in Murray Fraser Hall, but it's my delightful duty to formally present 3 awards and then to make one announcement. And the first award is something called the Campbell Maclaurin Award. Excuse me. And the award, which represents outstanding achievement by a member of your class, a graduating student, is presented each year to the graduating student who has not only achieved high academic standing, but who has also made a significant contribution to the life of the law school during the 3 years of the JD degree. And I'm delighted to tell you that this year's winner of the Campbell Maclaurin Award is your classmate, Jared Armstrong. So congratulations, Jared, bravo. The next award is named after one of my predecessors. It's the Dean Mike Wiley Social Responsibility Award. Mike was our dean at the turn of the century and the end of the 20th century and the beginning of this century. And he has remained a loyal friend of the law school since he retired. And in his honor, we have something called the Dean Mike Wiley Social Responsibility Award. And formally, it honors a graduating student who's made a significant contribution to the understanding or resolution of social or human rights while acquiring her legal education at the Faculty of Law. And this year's winner of the Dean Mike Wiley Social Responsibility Award is someone from whom we just heard, and that is your classmate, Dalal Surya. Congratulations, Dalal. And the third award is named after one of the members of our inaugural class, Grant Mckibben, who was much loved. And so his classmates banded together and established something called the Grant Mckibben Prize in honor and memory of a highly popular member of our first graduating class. It is presented each year to a graduating student who epitomizes the energy and spirit of the Calgary Law School community. And this year's winner of the Grant Mckibben Prize is your classmate, Lisa Rodriguez. So congratulations, Lisa, bravo. Indeed, as Danielle said, woohoo, woohoo, Lisa, woohoo, bravo. And then my final task is one that I wouldn't normally say in Banff. I would normally announce it at convocation, but it's to tell you this year that the gold medalist for the class of 2021 is your classmate, Anastasia Anna Cherniak Kennedy. So congratulations, Anna, bravo. And Rebecca, back to you, à toi.
Okay, great. Well, thank you so much, Dean Holloway and Dalal, for your speech. That is pretty much it from us. Congratulations to all the winners. You guys are all incredibly deserving, and I think we're all really, really happy to see you guys thrive. And now I'd like to direct everyone to join the convocation event online. I believe Ali will be providing a link. There it is. And yeah, that's it from us. So thank you so much for tuning in.
Bye, everyone. Let's keep in touch.
Congratulations.
Congratulations to all.
Everyone.
Congratulations. I'm not crying.